For me, Through the Lens is really all about memory. Because in order to have a memory, you have to have a trigger for that memory or a means of capturing that memory. Whether that memory is through a photograph, through a video, through a piece of audio. Memory can be triggered by anything, so Through the Lens is necessarily a very personal experience.
Yeah, you know, look at that and go, major lane, roll 3 psych. Some simple stuff that actually encapsulates a huge amount of time and you know, significant memories for me.
These are some of our most prized possessions. Just being able to have something tangible to kind of remember that period of time by, and remember her service and her sacrifice as well, it's really important to us.
I ended up serving in the south of Afghanistan in the NATO Role 3 multinational medical unit, the main trauma service and centre for the whole of the south of Afghanistan. And I was a psychiatrist in that hospital there. One of the shops that was there was selling these enamelled mugs, and that's when we came up with the logo for the patch. On a whim, I thought, well, bugger it, why not? Let's get it engraved on the mug. This cup was on my desk the whole time. So every time I look at this cup now, it just sort of encapsulates, you know, a whole bunch of memories of when I was there. On the whole, Americans are used to really shit coffee. They'd always have a laugh because I'd take the piss out of, you know, American coffee and then make them a coffee with coffee beans that I had sent over from Australia. There's the coffee and there's the coffee mug, and in many ways that's an entrance, I suppose, into someone else's world, into someone else's head, so that they can share the stories and, you know, share what's going on with them and be comfortable about doing that. I had an enormous sense of pride in being there and doing what I could do to help people stay fighting fit, and to be able to do that in that environment was, yeah, it was a huge thing. Yeah.
It's funny, you know, when I look at my equipment, I've got a very personal relationship with it, right? I mean, it's kit. It's nothing more than equipment, but to me, it's more than that. Like this recorder, I've had this for over 20 years. If you actually look at it carefully, I can see bits of dust on there. There's dust on here that's come back from the Middle East, I reckon. And when I think about that, I'm very proud of this machine. It's been in a lot of places and it's always served me well. When I had the opportunity to deploy to Iraq back in 2016, I'd had the opportunity to do some podcasting with the Australian Army, and I really wanted to explore it as a medium actually out in the Middle Eastern area of operations, on the ground. I remember one warrant officer who I interviewed, he told me that he'd deployed 5 times and never been home for any of his children's birthdays. Just to have the opportunity to engage with him at that really personal, intimate level through the microphone, and him to feel safe enough, it meant a lot. And I know he's played it to his family, and we still keep in touch. Given that you do have your family back in Australia, they're obviously very important to you. What are you looking forward to when you get home?
I'm looking forward to seeing my wife Michelle and my daughters Danielle and Neve, and taking them camping, and now we're discussing maybe going on a cruise.
Well, I hope you enjoy your cruise.
I don't remember the day she left because I think she kissed us goodnight when we were both asleep, so it wouldn't be as difficult. Young children wanting her to read us bedtime stories and go to our dance concerts and things like that, and she had to fly across to a war zone with 2 young children back home that just wanted her to come back home, so yeah. Yeah, sacrificing time with her children to be able to go and help other people, I think is just something which is so admirable. And she had some children in the hospital that were kind of a very similar age to us. So we put together these care packages, and we had this little box that would sit on the piano, and we'd do our drawings, would write them letters, would make toys, so we knitted these with our grandma, and would send them off for her to give to the kids in the hospital. This one's quite special actually, because the child that had this one, he unfortunately passed away. Mum brought it back for us so that we could kind of remember that part of of our lives. Mum's my superhero, like absolutely. I'm quite proud. I'm proud of Mum, I'm really proud of her service, and I'm proud that we could have been a part of that as well. Just being able to have something tangible to kind of remember that period of time by, and remember her service and her sacrifice as well, it's really important to us.